Good morning and welcome to the Middlebury Parks and Rec Board meeting for October 15th. The first order of business is to approve the minutes for our September 17th meeting last month. I have a motion.
I'll make that motion to approve.
A second.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay. And those are approved. We have no public comments today. Park Commissioner, Mr. Holloway.
I don't have anything to add over the minutes or the agenda.
All right, okay. Financials, we did not receive financials this week. Did anybody receive them?
No.
Okay,
Being as before the council meeting, which doesn't happen too often, that might have been something that
a timing
passed
thing.
her up.
Tom, Parks and Rec report.
Yep, you guys got the report, and I hope the attached to-do list was attached to that. Okay.
Mhm.
Really
Um,
helpful.
Yeah, it's, I did that before, and I stopped doing it and started doing it again. It's helpful for us too, so. So we've just been working on that list. We got, quite a few more of those things even since then, turned to red, completed on that list. So, kind of the things coming up, the bigger projects coming up is gonna be, working on the, fence, the wood, split row fence along Wayne Street. It'll be just up the hill from Merlin Miller, and the name of the house there, it's the King's residence, and so we'll be taking that out and replacing that with black fence. There's a little crown on the soil there that some spills back out into the trail, gravel and dirt and stuff, so we're gonna take that crown off so it all goes back down to his property, which he's fine with that, so that's gonna be kind of a bigger project. And then the shed for River Bend has been ordered. It should be done by the first, second week of November. So we're planning to take everything out of the current shed and start tearing that down and getting the gravel base ready, so it's ready by that time. So, and then the smaller tasks in between. So.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we have a place on here for programs, but for past programs, Elma might want to do a report on the Owl Prowl. Oh, I guess Tim was there too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Heard that was amazing.
It really was. There were 41 people there, and
Yeah.
I have been on owl prowls with the DNR, and I've been calling wolves with people that know in northern Minnesota. Never had any response. On our little hike in River Bend, we heard screech owls, we saw screech owls, and we saw great horned owls.
Mm.
Very
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
And
With that many people.
yeah, with that big a group,
Yeah,
and
and
we
that-
still saw.
Weren't that quiet? Yeah.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Were there a lot of kids?
Just my three and maybe one other.
Jeremy's kids
Yeah.
were there.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool. Yep.
Yeah. What, did you use any flashlights? Were people using any
Yeah.
lights?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were pretty good about keeping them down until they found a bird, and then they'd shine the light up on it so everybody could see
Oh,
it. And that was
sure.
mostly the
Yeah.
leaders that were doing that.
Was 41 almost too many people for a group to be able to hear the leader?
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
see all the owls everybody else did because I was being the sweep.
Sure,
Right.
yeah, right. That's great,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yep.
Very cool.
Okay. Any questions for Tom? All right. Let's go on to our project committees. Riverfest.
We had our wrap-up meeting, and we're kind of in our little vacation time for Riverfest, so nothing really to report at this point.
I had a question on communication and advertising on Riverfest.
Mm-hmm.
Do we go to schools anymore?
We do the back-to-school nights
And we're still doing those?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
we usually hit at least 3 out of the 4 elementaries.
Okay.
Sometimes we'll be, like this year, we didn't have a physical person in Jefferson, but we had some flyers down there. So, but then the other 3, we had people there handing out flyers and talking to people, so that we feel is, I know we did get one comment from Riverfest about advertising more in the schools, but that, as far as cost-wise, you know, we used to hand out or put flyers out to every kid in all their X or whatever, you know, in early August or something like that, basically when school starts. So, but this just, it seems like this works just as well.
So were there any main takeaways from that meeting?
I think we discussed a decent amount about how we could do more PR, maybe invest some money into radio advertisement, trying to do more with the People's Exchange. And then mainly is basically, you know, kind of what the good things that came out of this year, and then you know, ideas for next year.
What about times?
I think we're planning to stick with the same time as this year.
Yeah, okay,
11 to 2
okay.
or 3.
Was Myron at all open to the one call announcement? Did you talk to him at all about
Oh,
that?
no, I haven't talked to him about that yet.
Okay.
I need to touch base with him about the train for the tree lighting again too.
Oh.
He's planning on doing that anyway, but I just want to get him the exact times and stuff. We'll probably, last couple, is this gonna be the third year for the train? Yeah, third year for the train. And he hasn't really participated, he just, you know, lets us use it.
Right.
He is starting to rent that though. So we did pay him for Riverfest for the first time. This is the first time we've actually paid him, so I assume that's gonna be the same thing for the tree lighting, so.
Okay,
And he called it the one call, right?
Yeah, just goes out to the Amish community, yeah.
what's the frequency?
It might be every morning,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And there's
I was
announcement,
thinking monthly.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Landscape, John sent through minutes from the last landscape meeting, and Tom, you were probably there as well.
Yep.
Any particular highlights from that meeting?
It was mainly verifying the coat garden pattern that we sent in, and that was approved through the Visitors Bureau. And then kind of finalizing pretty much, yeah, the rest of the order for the annual plants and flowers. The biggest area we kind of focused on was the Garden with a Cause. That was the one that we hadn't kind of finalized before, so we got a good plan for that. And I'll be actually submitting the plant order this month yet, so I'm stopping over at Homeland and discussing with them, making sure that everything, they think everything we will be able to order everything, and they'll be able to grow it, so.
What color are the baskets?
They're gonna be individual, red, white, and blue.
Oh,
Nice.
It's
Okay.
staggered, yeah, so one
Nice.
pole red, next pole white, next pole blue.
that's cool.
And
Very
they'll be
good.
all petunias, so.
Good, okay, thank you. Trails, this was Walktober, as we all know. And the Owl Prowl went great, so we were able to partner with Elkhart County on that. The first weekend of the month, we had the Native Tree Walk, which was very, the people that were there, very engaged. There were 7 people there. So, you know, again, I think for Walktober, that's typically what we've had when we've done not the Owl Prowl. We've had anywhere from 5 to 10 people who participate. But my gosh, it was when you were in the sun that afternoon, it was at 1 o'clock. It was very warm, so people got a little overheated, and because it's not shaded out there, you know. But we could have spent 2 hours out there. But we stopped because people were getting too hot. A couple people read it in the Goshen paper.
Good.
So I wanted to let you know that our press releases, we still need to be doing those because sometimes you think, so that was good. So the Trails Committee meets every other month. We meet on the months that FOMP meets. And so we'll be meeting in November. So we're going to do another broad brush of October and what is it that we want to do really for trails other than maintenance. And then just looking at what we have coming up for the specific trails, we're really taking a little bit of a breath after the River Mill Trail, so that's good. So yeah, that's trails. We just need more animals like owls. we have coyotes in Riverbend. Let's all go look for those. So yeah. So anyway, yeah. So we'll see.
Bring your gun.
We'll see how we do on that. So anyway, Pumpkin Vine Advisory.
We have a meeting later this month, next Wednesday, I believe. It's in person, so, but nothing to report from, they're meeting quarterly, just a reminder for you guys, but, so we should get an update on the signage that we're trying to have that brand, the Pumpkin Vine Coalition signage with pretty much all the trails in our county. So.
Okay. And Friends did not meet this month, correct, Alma?
Correct.
Okay, so meeting out.
I do have a little bit of an update for Friends, though. I
Okay,
did
great.
Send out an email. So the MIT, the Middlebury Invasive Team, they've been rocking it and getting, lots of just a continued Tuesdays, and then we had a weed wrangle in September, which went pretty well. Got a decent amount chunked out of there, and but it was brought to our attention from Dugan, who is he's kind of the head of our region in the state that gives us information about invasive plant management throughout our area. So there's a big fund that's divvied up from different conservation districts throughout the whole state of Indiana. But so in our cluster of I don't know how many counties, but 3 or 4 counties, I think, there's grant money. And so and it's pretty simple. And Dugan already made us they called it a micro SISMA, which, do I have a SISMA here? It's invasive species management area. Yeah, that could be area. Yeah. So it's about $3,000. It's a very simple application, and I talked with Shaylee about, would it be easier, which way would be better to run it through FOMP, basically, or town. With volunteers somewhat heading this project up, Al's been using his own equipment for 2 years. So we would really like to get him some equipment to use, but technically okay, here, Al, here's a piece of equipment the town is going to purchase for you. It doesn't really work out so well. So run it through FOMP, we can do that type of stuff. So we can buy him a saw. We can, and he can use it. You can have it at the house.
Mhm.
So then when he's ready to go, you can just charge it, take it with him, and stuff like that. So that's in the works. We don't know how quickly the turnaround's going to be on that, but
He doesn't care that he's using his.
well, I've always felt bad about
Oh,
that.
yeah, no, that's not a problem at all. But it's very.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, communications, Elma.
Well, I hope nobody minds, but I changed the sign out there yesterday, and it now says mini golf at the library. I figured it was too early to put up Christmas, and we didn't have anything coming before Christmas that I knew of. But if there's anything that we need to put up there, I can always change it back.
Good thinking.
So when is that date?
The 14th and 15th of November.
Okay.
And it's just the Friends of the Library are doing it this year. We don't have the coalition that we did in the past.
Yeah.
Since the tree lighting is gonna be in November, no, that won't work. I keep thinking, well, it's before the beginning of December, we can use pictures, but we can't because it's November 5th has to be in for December. So I really don't know what to have in December. Any suggestions? Usually we kind of do a wrap-up of highlights of the year. We've got the Riverfest and
Yeah.
the trail dedication and the owl prowl and summer fun and,
Yeah, I mean, and we could make that, you know, quite large if we really wanted to,
yeah.
with some extra pictures and stuff, and, you know, the River Mill Trail, and
Mhm.
we've kind of done a top 10 before, but it doesn't have to be 10 necessarily, but.
That might be good. And then if we can look at what's coming, if we can give a preview for next year, if we know.
We generally do that in January because
Oh.
there's not much happening in
January.
January
Okay,
either.
okay, all right, all right, all
I'll be
right.
stealing Elma's thunder.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah. I'll probably kind of back to October and just hikes with the naturalists. I guess that's not Walktober.
But those 4 Elkhart County,
Yeah,
are we done now?
yes.
South Carolina one?
But yeah, hopefully we can continue that and maybe even expand on it. You know, to have at least 4 hikes again seasonally. We did I can't remember what, was it February did I think the first winter hike? I think it was.
Might have been, I don't remember.
So, yeah, we can at least try to do 4 again and see if they're, and I think I've reported before that they're not charging us for that. It's just, you know, we help them out with certain things along the Pumpkin Vine Trail. They help us out with other things like this, so.
Yeah, if we could make that December, that would just be really probably helpful. I did get a few pictures of people standing in a circle looking at a tree. It's not real exciting for the native tree walk, but we do have those pictures. And Mike does such a great job of not only the trees, but the habitat in the trees and the birds and, you know, all that stuff. So,
And those pictures will be in the November in Middlebury.
yeah, okay. Weed wrangle, we we can highlight a lot.
Yeah.
For this year, so.
Yeah, let me just I'll send you over a list, and then I'll send it out to everybody, and then see if I forgot something. You can all chime in.
Carter Garden.
Yeah, the big rock.
And the bird, was the bird this year?
Yep,
No.
the Cardinals this year. The
Cove Rock.
Asian Garden
Asian Garden, yep.
improvement.
Have we got the vertical sundial yet?
No, but I just talked with Merlin yesterday. It's very close. Very close.
Is it gonna be installed this year?
I should be able, yeah. It might be late this month.
If it was late this month, we can put it in December, but
True.
Elma's got deadline.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great, then you can get that. And if anybody thinks of anything that we're missing. Old business, I do not have anything on this agenda. Anybody have old business? Okay. Tom, let's talk about the encumbrance for the toolcat, and then just go ahead and go right into the budget or the capital plan.
Is there any way that I could go real quick? Because I gotta be at another meeting at 8:30.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just want to show you guys.
Okay.
So this is the layout. The layout for the. This is the layout for that Green Street property. and this is from Schrock Homes. So you can kind of see where they've got the different lots, and those are individual townhome, owner-occupied townhomes. And they have this, like where you see the 4 circles, that area right there is a retention area, and they're putting their proposed dry wells that they would like to put in because of the stormwater that they need to retain on site. And so this would be like sloped down, and then you would have rocks, or like gravel at the bottom, and then you would have these dry wells that would be below ground. If they could, if you see where the north-south line is here on the east side of those dry wells, if they could extend that just to the north and get an easement, not ownership, but an easement for drainage, they could eliminate those dry wells and the stone in the bottom of that retention pond, and then it would just, be a retention pond that would be mowable. And so they're asking for consideration from the town about doing something like that. I know that there's trees along there, and that would be, they should not be impacted. I asked them if they would consider planting more trees, even on the site. And because the banks and stuff will be a little bit more, they'll be mowable, they won't be as steep. And they agreed to that. And they also said, I also asked along the Berry Street if they would consider putting in like 90-degree parking spaces off of Berry between the path and like the townhomes there. They said they would consider that too. So just wanting to get this out to you and get thoughts and ideas. If it's bad, good. Get your thoughts. I just received these yesterday. Just had a meeting with them yesterday, so.
So that extension, would that go all the way up to the northern boundary line then?
Yeah, up to Warren Street,
Or, yeah.
yeah.
And the storm connects there.
We wouldn't connect it to the storm because our storm sewer is already overloaded.
Okay.
It would just be on-site water, it'd just be on-site retention.
Yep. And they also had sanitary sewer and water drawn to be out in front, like in between the pumpkin vine and their lots. I've asked them to connect to the sanitary sewer and water that's already in Grand Street. Their concern was there's going to be so many cuts, and we already know that, so we'll be applying for community crossings, matching grant funds, and asking Redevelopment Commission to pay the match to repave, rework Grand Street to make it nice. And then the other thing that I would like to ask Redevelopment Commission is to rework Berry Street and Railroad and Wayne Street, kind of how we had that sketched out. So that way, not that the barricades aren't pretty now,
They were temporary all along, so.
Let's make it useful.
but at
Yeah.
least they would be gone. And then I would also like to see if redevelopment would consider paying for additional parking along Railroad Street. There's already some that's right down by Dirk's, but I would like to continue that north.
Mary, as part of that Westbury Railroad reconfiguration, we've talked about moving the pumpkin vine.
Yeah.
Was that part of that?
Yeah, I mean, making it so it's better to get across there.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
actually moving it up closer to the Hilltops
Outdoor seating.
outdoor seating, yeah, so that people are not jogging. And then that spot by Element Masters, we've had quite a few falls there.
okay,
It's a safety thing. And then people just can't find their way to zigzag across. It's,
sure.
even though it's signed, we don't know a better way to do it. So we had talked about taking it from where
Did we lay that out on that
we did.
sketch that,
It is laid out that you,
okay.
from back
So
in the day.
that's what we're proposing.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
and
showed it.
Carl was very favorable toward it.
Okay.
You know, because I think it does cut through some hilltop property, but at that point in time, yeah.
Actually, that's all town property.
It is.
Oh, is that town property?
Even where
Okay.
he's got his outdoor seating, there's
Oh,
some
is
things.
it? Okay,
I didn't know it was
okay,
that far out.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, kind
So,
of like dips.
yeah,
Yeah, right, right, right. Yeah,
so, yeah, that's the goal.
yeah.
It's hard to remember everything.
But that would be, if we could please have that as a piece of this,
Mhm.
because, yeah.
And I even showed Schrock Holmes the sketch that we had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're like, you find this to do in your spare time? I'm like,
It's
did it a
relaxing.
while ago.
I mean, part of it is it's kind of a little bit of a trade-off. We are giving up a little bit of space, and it's pretty close to the pumpkin vine for that, you know, to run that all the way from lot 12 to lot 1, I mean, from north to south, and then if you jut it out, that's pretty close to the pumpkin vine at certain points, and so, you know, I guess we would just ask for the consideration then for the other end of the pumpkin vine at Wayne Street to be included in this project.
Mhm.
So is that next year you're thinking about for those community crossing projects?
So right now, we're having to apply for next year.
Mm.
So I'm anticipating 2027
Okay.
construction. So I've asked Abin Marsh for a proposal to do this design work because we're gonna have to make sure we take care of drainage too.
Right.
And then also make sure that we have bicycle access up Berry Street, you know, in case somebody wants to go that way. So there's a lot of different things to be thinking about. So I've asked them for a proposal to help us with that.
Yeah. And then also the drainage area for the lots here. So sloped, so it's mowable, and then no fence, correct?
No offense.
No offense,
Are they
yeah.
landscaping it at all?
I'm sure that they will. I don't have a landscape plan yet. This was just kind of to get the initial conversation moving. They would like to submit this to the Plan Commission in November. I forget what, November 3rd or something is the deadline, but it's still under the ownership of the town. So I don't know how all of that works. But yeah, their main thing was asking for an easement for drainage purposes.
And as long as it's mobile, the easement's fine, because we're not transferring ownership, so.
I think it'll look better too.
Aesthetically, it's gonna be a lot more.
Right.
I mean, as long
maintained.
as there is landscaping and, you know,
Mhm.
a few more trees planted and,
Mhm.
And they would mow all the drainage area then,
My
even though it's not.
we could
for
put
our-
that into the easement agreement,
That would be great.
That they would mow it.
Mhm.
so.
So I don't see this too often, but, so these trees, they're all, I'll think of the name of them here in a second, but there's a couple of areas that their roots cause issues on the trail right in this section.
Mm.
Their roots are high. And if we do happen to impact a tree to the point where we think it's gonna be, die or something like that from it, or be impacted severely, I wouldn't be totally against removing one or two of those trees just because of their negative impacts on the trail. And then replanting with some different type of species that we know has deeper roots that
Right.
hopefully wouldn't impact the trail in future.
Is the replanting of trees in the agreement, or will it be? If we lose trees, they will,
Well, the trees we would lose would be because of us,
Yeah,
not them.
but we wouldn't have lost the trees had it not been for this development, so.
I don't think that they're gonna be,
won't
there's
impact
one tree that's on their property, you know, that they have, but the other trees, I don't anticipate that there's gonna be any impact.
If there is, though, would they replace the,
I'm sure that they would. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
that would need to be all put into the,
right,
in agreement.
right?
If not, we could work with the tree board to get a few new trees in there if need be.
So do we need to approve something, or is this just for informational purposes?
Ultimately, it's a town council's decision. I was bringing this here, but ultimately it's underneath the town of Middlebury ownership. I just wanted ideas, like thoughts and ideas. If it was something that everybody was agreeable to, I mean, parks maintain it.
I think the mowing piece is something that needs to be included in that, Mary.
Yeah, the
just-
mowing of the retention pond.
Yes.
Yeah.
That they would have responsibility for that.
Mhm.
And then also that
If any trees are impacted.
trees, and then I know it's not exactly part of this, but the other piece on the, I don't know what direction all that is over there, but the other piece of the pumpkin vine as well, that is more in front of the hilltop and not here, but
Yeah, and that's more of a,
not
that's more of a sell to
development,
redevelopment
redevelopment,
commission.
yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't be deciding anything about that.
Yeah, these guys, it's,
Ouch.
But I think it could be all incorporated into the same project
that's why,
when
Yeah.
we bid the project.
Mhm.
So it would be something that the town would be doing versus the developer.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Okay.
Mike, is the town, where are they leaning on this? Or you probably don't even know, because you just got this yesterday, right?
Yeah, I mean, I shared it with them this morning, but they didn't see this layout or anything. I kind
Yeah.
of described it to them.
Yeah.
But
No, we would rather have that, mobile retention than those deep well, dry wells. Because if deep well, dry wells fail,
Right,
we've got a major mess.
right.
And a mobile retention looks better.
mhm.
So as a town, we're in favor of that easement, especially since the property doesn't change hands.
But we'll need to make sure we include, that type of stuff in that
Mhm.
easement
What we
agreement.
want in the easement.
Yep.
Yeah,
And they'll be glad. I mean, if you've noticed any of the things that Schrock does or that group does, they do it well.
Mhm.
So, yeah, they maintain their properties well, their entrance as well, that kind of thing, so.
Yeah, and that's why they didn't want to, cut into Grand Street because they didn't want all
Right,
of
they're-
that.
Right.
And I get it, but I think that we can make that look good too. So,
Well, thank you for this.
yep.
Do they have a timeline of construction and?
I think that they want to start construction. It sounded like sometime at the beginning of the year because they would like to have water and sewer services, but we kind of shut that down in November
Okay.
until maybe April. It's just hard to get out there and get water and sewer services ran across, and so we're working with them trying to get a schedule. But they're going to start at the north end, so lots 1, 2, and 3 will be where they'll start.
Do you know if any properties have been sold?
That I don't know, but the property is still in the town's name, so legally they can't
Oh,
sell. I don't know if there's any verbal agreements, but
Okay. Any questions for Mary? Anybody have? Okay, thanks, Mary.
thank you.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't, I would have put you at the very beginning had I known. So, yeah, thank you. Okay. So let's move to, Tom, your information on the tool cap, but then also the 5-year
Yep.
capital plan.
So the Toolcat just got a new quote on this, and so
Well, just a reminder, does everybody remember what the toolcat is?
Mhm.
And so we have around $29,000 in our current equipment line for this year. We've, purposely not spent that so we can encumber all that into next year. Did the budget get approved by the council?
Not
No,
yet.
Not yet, okay,
Well, maybe it has.
okay.
It might have. Yeah. All the days run together.
I know it was
It's
on
not
the,
soon, so.
yeah, it might be on this next agenda, next Monday, but
It's included though on your capital budget, right? The
Yeah.
toolkit,
Yeah, just the main budget has to be approved. So if anything cuts back on the main budget, everything gets cut back on the individuals. But-
because the main, or the way the town was gonna help us buy this is by adding 50,000, basically taking 50,000 from our excess of insurance and moving it to equipment
Right.
to
Okay.
then be combined with our encumbrance. So I do need, so the total cost here is 73,647.98. So we do probably need a motion to ask just into encumbrance, the remaining funds out of our equipment line
Okay,
towards this project.
so do we have a motion
So moved.
and a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
All in favor?
All right, you want to pass these down.
What kind of life do you expect to get out of that?
How long?
Yeah.
I would imagine, I think we should get quite a long life out of it. I'm not quite sure how often we're gonna use it, if it's gonna be like every day.
Yeah.
Which it very well could be,
Yeah,
because it's such a diverse vehicle that we can do with so many different things.
right.
So we might rack up the hours on it pretty quick.
Yeah.
But, the old Bobcat we have, gosh, that thing is really old and
Yeah.
it's still running pretty decent.
It's a 15-year piece of equipment, I would think, maybe 20. It's a long time,
Yeah.
with standard maintenance and,
Yeah,
yeah, it should be a long life.
Is it a new?
yeah, brand new.
New, okay.
Our financials did come in at 8:06 this morning. If we want to go back and look at them.
Oh,
Why don't we finish the capital budget and then if we
Yeah.
want to,
Because I'm going to have to depart.
oh, okay.
Um.
So I have this, I sent this online too, right?
Yes.
yes.
There's been a couple little minor updates since then of, not even sure if all of them got on this print actually, but some of it was just order, and then the bottom, asterisks are still not correct on here, but, so I scratched some of these out, but, so, 5-year plan, so we still, I don't know if I want to go line by line, or if you guys have had a chance to look at this, is there anything that looks kind of wonky, or what I really tried to do was to, have definitely the ones that's been on our,
Hi, Mike, thank you.
Oh, by the way, the video that got sent around from the blogger.
Oh, yeah.
Private garden,
Yeah,
man, did that garden look good.
yeah.
yeah,
Well
well,
done. It looked
Thank you.
awesome. That was so cool.
they did a great job of videoing it. It was fun. I was really trying to pay attention to the total for the each year, so it was feasible. And a lot of these. So one thing I didn't on this copy, anyways, it's on the digital one. It didn't have room to make it big enough, anyways, for legible to have where the money is going to be planned to be taken out of. So for instance, in 2026, like complete the boardwalk loop. Actually, let me talk first about I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. The construction of the new larger enclosed pavilion with restrooms at Kreider, or at Riverbend. I'm not sure if you can notice there's a bigger black line around 3-4 lines there. So that, along with complete the gravel loop and the renovate the existing pavilion at Riverbend, I foresee that as one big project and applying for a large grant. And even the thing I wrote at the bottom, the river deck in kayak, I totally forgot about that, and I just put that in this morning. That could be easily added to that project as well. When we're going to be applying for these land and water conservation funds, it's a point system. So the more things you have in your project, like a kayak launch, that's going to be a point, or at least 1 point, maybe 2. And if you have any trails, or if you have a restroom, if you have a playground, all these different things that you add to it will get a greater point, and more points, the highest points are going to be funded through this competitive process. So and they've actually stated over the last, I don't know, 5 years that they're really looking for multifaceted projects instead of just a playground or a restroom. So,
Tom, have we heard anything back? And I don't know who it would be from, DNR, IDEM, I don't know, on
Yeah.
the placement of the restroom?
a little bit, and I did forward that out at some point. It's been a little while ago already, but it basically left it to, they really can't do anything else unless there's an official site visit.
And what they did before wouldn't be counted as that? then?
I don't think so,
Okay,
especially because there was no one there from the IDEM department for like cleanup services or
yeah.
yeah. So I am hoping to go into that this fall and winter to try to get some of those things,
Okay.
and maybe even another site visit, and just trying to take that to the next step. So
Because if they say it's not feasible,
Yeah.
then there's nowhere else to go.
right,
Okay,
unless we can get them to waive it and build it still in the floodplain somewhere, which might be difficult to get them to change that, but that would be a permits process. And it's been done before, so
right, okay.
but yeah, then going back to like the 2026, we have 125,000 in there. Some of that, like the fiberglass walking panels there to complete the boardwalk loop, that I have that in 2 different years, because it's about 650 linear feet for a loop in there. And I'm envisioning that we can try to get a community foundation grant to pay for about a third of that, maybe, between the two. And then those could then come out of our portion of that could come out of our improvement line for those years. The curbing along Kreider Drive, that needs to happen. And I think Mary had mentioned before about when they do Bristol Avenue, we could incorporate that into the project and get a cheaper cost since they're already going to be there and doing curbing already. Which I think is what, 27? Is Bristol
I think
Avenue?
so.
Of course, let's look at next year. Replace the decking on the Trestle Bridge. This is still in 26, but further down the list, I think we're planning to do the same thing with the graded fiberglass panels, and just to cut them into the width of that deck, replace the existing wood, and that should buy us some time. I still would love to be able to get a whole new bridge out there, but gosh, that's going to be,
Yeah, I know.
I mean, just we'll have to try to find some money to get engineering study, but just the feasibility of that project is going to be very, very difficult. But
The fiberglass just kind of ruins the aesthetic a little bit of that wood trestle bridge, but
yeah,
I know.
It'll definitely be a whole lot less maintenance over years.
Oh, yeah, totally
Stronger.
support, I totally support it.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah. 27, a new truck, so that we have a 2004, which is getting, it's got plenty of issues. So we'd like to replace that in 27 with probably another used truck like we did this last time. A little bit smaller of a truck probably. Wayne Street. Oh, no, that's not Wayne Street. We replaced the park shop, roof at the park shop. That's been on the list for a while. Hoping to get C-Edit money for that. It has been under the capital plan in the past, funded under the C-Edits line for the town to pay for that, but it just hasn't come to fruition yet. Mowers, we'll probably need to trade in the mower by 27, so that can come out or equip into the line. Sealing the asphalt on Pumpkin Vine 2. That we should probably would imagine be able to get us a shared cost with the Community Foundation and the Trails Coalition to help us fund some of that. And that's just a guess on the price, $15,000. I was trying to remember how much I want to say we paid around 10 to 12 when we sealed Pumpkin Vine 1, 5 or that's probably about 7 years ago. 28, yeah, that would be potentially when we could try to do the restroom project. That's pretty much the only thing on that list here. And then 29, I have they're replacing the decking on Trestle Bridge. Again, we might probably get some grant money from the Community Foundation from that. Hopefully sealing the Ridge Run Trail. That actually should go on the next line.
since they're gonna be redoing the part of the Ridge Run.
Yeah, so we
Or
wouldn't have to
reseal
do
the
that.
whole rest of, yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And then 2030, the Wayne Street.
You know, I don't know if parts of that Wayne Street Trail will make it 5 years.
I know.
I-
And it could switch, we could put that in 28 instead in 30 and switch the restroom project.
Well, I hate to do that too.
I know. I just don't see how we could afford it before that with everything else we got going on.
Yeah.
And that one's
If 200,000 is matching funds, are you looking at it being 400 then with grant money?
it's-
Yeah, right. Because you're looking at a grind out, redoing, yeah.
yeah. That's another one we need. It'd be nice to get some funding to do an engineering study to see what what the estimated, a good estimated cost would be.
Yeah, I just think, because that trail really is used quite a bit.
It is.
And
It's 0.7 miles. I'm not sure if we'd be able to get an Indiana Trail Program grant.
yeah, it's too small.
Probably. That's another point type system grant. I don't think we'd score a lot of points. I mean, it's good because it connects up to the school and several neighborhoods and it connects down to the Pumpkin Vine. So there's really good connection type stuff on there, but the length is
Well, what people do now is instead of crossing in front of the church and going down and crossing again, they're cutting through Greencroft
Mm-hmm.
and going the Greencroft
Oh.
connector. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's what I
so
do.
instead of coming down the Eskers.
No, up by Greencroft,
Mhm.
if you're going up or down, but you can, Greencroft has a connector by the covered bridge.
Oh, so you're saying that it doesn't don't go all the way down to Essen House? And
Right,
No,
they
yeah.
dive into Greencroft.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because it's safer, because you're not doing two crosses.
Oh, true.
And the trail is in such bad shape on that side in
Mhm.
front of Lake City Bank
Yeah,
and the church that it's just easier to just jump.
and visually, you're a little more elevated at Greencroft Cross than down a little bit more of the
Exactly,
gully, yeah.
'cause there's that hill.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's. Now, people still use that though, but if you're a rider and you're doing,
Right.
a loop or something,
Mhm.
but a lot of runners use that loop, a lot of um, strollers use that loop, training wheels use, so there are those kinds of people that are in front of Lake City Bank and those type of users, trail users that are in front of Lake City Bank and the church that it's just in really bad shape right there.
Yeah, it is.
That section almost more than, but anyway, I don't know. So I
I mean, I wonder if, again, trying to see if we get some money for an engineering study. Would it be feasible to stay on the east side of the road instead of crossing to the west side
This- oh,
and take that all the way to Essen House and then have a crossing to the school? I don't know.
yeah, you'd kind of jump onto First Source, kind of right there on that side.
Yeah, well, it's before that even. What's that road that goes into the subdivision on the,
Oh,
Right
oh,
side.
oh, yeah.
Twin Oaks, or
No,
it's
are you on the
one-
other side?
it's the next one up.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the road names enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of the name. Right next door to Greencroft,
Yeah, kind of across.
to the east of
Little
Greencroft.
plaza there, or,
No,
oh, back up this way, Spring, not Spring Meadows.
not
the,
Spring Valley, not Spring Valley,
Rolling-
Rolling Meadows.
Rolling Meadows.
Rolling Meadows.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know,
Yeah, those are
but,
tight,
but,
yeah.
I think it's good to have a trail on the north side of Wayne Street. That's just, that seems to me to be a spot that's in pretty bad shape.
Yeah.
But,
what is it made of right now?
It's
Is it
asphalt.
asphalt?
Mhm.
It's
Anyway.
got to be at least
Yeah.
20 years old.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. It is what it is, but, yeah, I just think if there's any possible way to take steps to try to find out more information or to move
Yeah.
that forward before 5 years, that would be
I wonder if
helpful.
the Community Foundation would grant us.
Well,
Only
I've
for
got it
just
on
the-
our agenda for next month for trails,
Okay.
so,
Yeah. I'd like to talk to Mary too and
yeah.
see if there's some. So would it be? I mean, it'd probably be like $15,000 to do a study on it.
I know. Yeah.
So it's not like chump change, but
I don't know that we need to necessarily move the trail. I'm not advocating that because then
Yeah.
you take out the connection. Yeah, but anyway, that's just
well, either way, we'd need to know how much it would cost to keep it where it's at.
right,
Possibly
right.
widen it. And those spots that you can widen it, other spots there's no way.
right, right.
So yeah.
okay.
Tom, this isn't a huge expense, but is the short decking area back behind Bluebird,
Mm.
you know where that is?
Yep.
Where it's kind of starting to, we had one person on the owl prowl kind of pop through
Oh,
on the
really?
side of it, yeah.
Shoot.
And it was starting to, you could feel it pretty,
Okay.
starting to give a little bit.
Yeah, we could probably put that into that, those fiberglass panels eventually anyways, especially when we get to that part where we're actually gonna, do the work on the bridge, the bigger bridge.
Yeah, what's the ballpark of that price? I mean, that's gotta be a
I mean, so
decent chunk, huh?
one nice thing about that is that bridge is pretty narrow,
Yeah.
so I
Some
don't think it's narrow enough to get two pieces out of one, but, it's not gonna be too expensive.
Okay, that's
I
good.
think I threw on there $3,000. So, for probably extra $500, we can probably get enough panels to do that short little stretch. Those panels are about gosh, about $175, $180 a piece.
Okay.
They're not terrible. And I think that one had 3 sections to it.
The bridge over the river, how much would that be?
That should be about 3,000.
Really?
For just replacing the decking. That's all.
Okay,
that's
oh,
all we're
okay.
doing.
I gotcha. So the metal's still
Yeah.
pretty sound on it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, decent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
Gotcha.
there a repair that needs to be done where the person,
It was on the end. I mean, yeah, you'll see it. It's just kind of it's probably about a 8-inch piece off the end of a deck piece.
Oh, it was kind of the overhang piece?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The middle's starting to bow a little bit, but
this is really helpful, Tom, for us to have a good understanding of,
Is there anything that I missed or that you think that
I don't,
should switch around or?
I just had a question. You're going to transition to LED lighting at all parks, and you've got that spread over 4 years, which is fine. Which parks are you starting with?
Crider Garden, we've already started there some.
Okay,
We have 2 lights that's been switched over, and so if we, like at the end of this year, if we still have a couple, $1,000, we can probably do, 2 more lights.
I was wondering, you're gonna upgrade the electric at Memorial Park. That's on the list. Would that be, at the same time, would be when you should transition their lighting? I mean, does that tie in together?
It can, yeah. So the Memorial Park, we have a quote from Power Light Electric that's right around the gazebo, to replace the outlets there and then also get those lights to work again that would shine up on the gazebo. And so those lights would definitely, the new lights would definitely be LEDs. And then the only other 2 we have, well, I guess we have lights under the band shell. And then the one light there in the park, no, 2 lights, 2 street lights in the park. Which those haven't been updated. It's possibly depending on the cost.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would just seem like that would be putting those 2 things together might make sense.
Right.
The other thing, does the park budget cover utility bills for the parks? So we'll get a bit of a savings when we get the LED in.
Correct.
Okay. I
Yep.
just wondered if it went to us or if it just went to the town. And I thought, we're going to make this improvement and then the town's going to get the money, but not us specifically. But, okay, that answers that question.
Yep.
Okay.
anything else on this?
This, I'm gonna turn this into Mary, because I got it kind of just midweek last week, and they want to get it turned into the company that does all their financial stuff to try to plug in a new budget for like all the projects from all the departments in the town. And so, if you guys are okay with this, I'll just I'll put the river deck kayak thing up in here with the pavilion restroom project. And then I'll also put in here somewhere about a funds for the study, Wayne Street study.
Okay.
I'll put that in to try to maybe next year or 27 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be great. And then the tree lighting.
Yeah. So Wilma was very patient with me.
Not as patient as I could have been, but
Oh, I needed the bump. So we're looking good for 29th, 6 to 7:30. Be very similar as last year. We got some fun ideas to do with the Grinch. as far as promotion and then the night of. So that's looking about the same as, like I said, last year. We might have to find a different sound guy. 'Cause he's helped the last, I don't know, 5 years and just donated his services, but sounds like he's kind of getting out of that. So, and then I only made one copy of these because I was meaning to print off some more for you guys, but the lady at the bank, Corey at the bank, who used to be in Middlebury, she does all the graphics for Then and Now and stuff. She put that together, so it's kind of nice to package all this stuff
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah,
And
okay.
so then the tree decorating contest, we had a request last year from Ace to have bigger trees. His quote was, "Tom, these small trees are cramping my creativity." But so I told him, I was like, well, if we can get, 2 or 3 for, people who want to do larger trees, we might do it. But so far we only have a base. So if that's the case, we're not going to do it. So we'll see how we go. I haven't asked Darla if First State Bank wants to up the ante and go to a big tree yet. She hasn't replied to the general emails about that, but
What's the difference? Cost?
cost-wise the cost is basically just money that gets into a pot that is divvied out for the prize.
Yep.
So I don't know if there'll be an extra cost for the tree, for entering for a larger tree. Probably not, because they're gonna have to come up with more decorations. There's more cost on them anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So FOMP has already agreed to cover for the cost of the trees themselves from EB Pines. So
Yep.
So I think it's still gonna be $25. Yeah, it's just that commitment to do, an 8-foot tree instead of a 5-foot tree. And then I also haven't heard back from Clayton Homes or Jayco, and I'm gonna probably have to reach out to them separately because I can see possibly one of them wanting to go a little bit bigger. So they definitely have enough, budget and enough people to help, I would think so. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. We might change the orientation of how the trees are set up, because during our meeting it was discussed that some people might, it's kind of nice to see the trees right on Main Street, but it's also a little bit of a distraction for driving. And if we get any more than we had last year, we're going to have to make a change anyways, because we pretty much are tapped out up front. And we've talked about for a couple of years now of maybe putting them along the east-west running sidewalk, going along the where the gazebo runs is next to, and having them be along that trail.
On both sides,
Yeah.
kind of just on the alleyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Are they up when we have the tree lighting?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's when they announced
That's
the
when we vote.
winner.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Okay. I
So
was thinking
and that
it'd be cool to spread them out through Memorial Park,
the whole
but,
park itself.
but
Then
they'd
you got
be in the way of the tree, yeah. right.
and electric lines going
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
So the only way we'd
Our
probably be
safety
able to do
nightmare.
it,
Our own safety nightmare.
yeah,
Okay.
along that one walk is the upgrade for Memorial. Another option is having, and this ties in with the Chamber of Commerce asked us to add an extra H panel somewhere in Memorial. And I still have to have a meeting with them about their the location they're talking about. But if we can get it on that on the north side of that sidewalk, kind of, maybe on the other side of the sign somewhere there, where it's in that piece of the lawn there, right next to Bristol Street, kind of. And then we could have another panel there that has electric, and we could pull off of that for trees to be in that section. So, but that would have to happen pretty quick for this all to work out for this year, so.
Well, thanks for your work on all that.
Yeah.
Okay, oh,
I do have one other little thing.
Okay.
So there's an Eagle Scout project that they're wanting to paint a center line. He's wanting to paint a center line on all the curves on the pumpkin vine. Kind of mainly repaint. Most of them were painted and they're just fading away. And so it'd be basically from about where I can't remember the road name, but close to the Shipshewana, but not going into Shipshewana. So basically where the county starts their management of it, all the way through Middlebury and to let's see, where do we agree on? Anyway, they go through all of Middlebury and basically with the county sections, because he's working with the county parks and Middlebury parks. And it's a young 18-year-old kid, and he's going to rent a paint machine. He actually contacted Brittany, and then Brittany contacted us, and so that could be happening yet this month.
oh, that'd be great.
So
Okay.
I'm more of an FYI,
Okay.
and we'll try to. He's going to have cones, and we'll try to get some Facebook out there to let people know what's happening. So
Yeah.
'cause it'll be.
So they don't look like the lines that are in town on the street.
I know.
I have
We
it.
were-
I have
yeah.
it.
So
Um,
Dennis is the manager of the pumpkin vine for the county. And we were like, so some of them you can see the lines, so you can, you have a,
Yeah.
and I mentioned, well, the ones that you just can't see them anymore, because there's even sections right there next to Dairy Queen where I'm at. How about using some chalk? You put some layer of chalk on there so you have a line to follow, so it's not like.
Yeah, right.
So he's like, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So,
Who's working with him directly? Is it you or is it the?
well, both Dennis and I are.
Okay.
And his dad and a friend of his dad, I believe, are both painters. And it sounds like they're kind of the ones that spearheading this. And this would be a good project for his son. So,
Yeah, there you go.
so it sounds like there is some experience there. So,
All right. I just took a quick glance at financials. We don't have financials available to everybody, so I would just ask you to look at those. I'm not seeing anything that is remarkable on here, but if you would please look at those, and if you do, let us know as soon as you can. And other than that, does anybody have anything else? All right. Thanks, everybody.
thank you.
And we will see you next month.